नमस्कारः, अहं नलिनी। संस्कृतभाषा सरला भाषा अस्ति। किञ्चित् कारणात् संस्कृतभाषा कठिनं भवति इति सर्वे चिन्तयन्ति। चिन्ता मास्तु, अद्य अहं संस्कृतभाषा कथं सरला भवति इति वदामि। Sanskrit language is an ancient and proven to be a scientific language. Every language has its own teaching methodology. Sanskrit is studied in the Western pattern of teaching, which made it to feel like a difficult language. But no worries. Today, in this small video, I would take you to a small journey showing how a word is constructed in Sanskrit. The Sanskrit that we are learning today is in the framework of Panini's grammar. Every language has two levels, spoken language and literature. One can improve the spoken language while listening. As far as the literature is concerned, if one improves the grammar in a language, automatically the literature becomes very easy. Now I am going to tell you how words are constructed in Sanskrit. Let's start our journey. Saralam Sanskritam. As mentioned earlier, language has two levels, spoken or Sambhashanam, literature or Sahityam. To understand literature, knowledge of grammar is important. Vyakaranam, grammar. One should learn grammar to understand the meaning of words. How can one know the meaning of a word? It is by understanding the components of word, that is, how a word is coming into existence. In a Sanskritam sentence, there are two components, Prakritihi and Pratyayaha. Prakriti is a base word or Mula Dhatu or a verb root. This on its own does not have any meaning. The second component is Pratyayaha. It is a suffix that is added to Prakriti and which gives a meaning to the word. For example, let's take a sentence. Vrikshataha phalam patati. That means fruit is falling from tree. This sentence has three words, Vrikshataha phalam patati. All the three words come with the components of Prakritihi and Pratyayaha. Like Vrikshataha is Vrikshataha, Phalam is Phalam, Patti is Patati. Today's Sanskrit grammar is the work of Panini. Panini laid certain sutras to construct the word and its usage in his work Ashtadhyayi. There are about 4,000 sutras defining Sanskritam grammar. According to Panini's Ashtadhyayi, there are about 2,000 verb roots and 480 suffixes. The combination leads to the words to an extent of 20 crores. Let's know about a word. A word is called a padam in Sanskrit. No padam exists without a pratyaya or suffix. As seen in the earlier slide, Vrikshataha is a combination of Vriksha and Taha. Sanskritam is full of words that come along with suffixes. Every word is derived from a Prakriti or a Mula Dhatu. To this Mula Dhatu, a Pratyaya or suffix is added to get a meaningful word. For example, Pat Dhatu gets added with Tip Pratyaya to get Patati, which means reading. So, how important is a suffix or a Pratyaya? Mula Dhatu gets its meaning or the usage only when a Pratyaya is added. Hence, a Pratyaya makes a word complete in itself. What does it mean? Let me explain with an example. Ramaha patati pustakam, which means Ram is reading the book. What if I said, is reading the book Ram? Does it make a sense? No. But it is possible in Sanskritam. It is patati pustakam Ramaha. Likewise, we can also say patati Ramaha pustakam or Ramaha pustakam patati and so on. As the padam is complete in itself, the word can be jumbled in a sentence, still the sentence retains its meaning. Hence, the placing of the word is independent in the sentence. Let us see how a word is constructed. When a Prakruti or a Mula Dhatu gets a Pratyaya added, we get a Padam. Depending upon the Pratyaya getting added to the Dhatu, we get either a Kriyapadam or a Subantam. Kriyapadam describes the action in a sentence or a verb form. Subantam takes a noun form or a Namapadam. Let's see the rules for Kriyapadam. Kriyapadam conjugates in 3 persons and 3 numbers like Prathama Purushaha, 3rd person, Madhyama Purushaha, 2nd person, Uttama Purushaha, 1st person. And the 3 numbers are Ekavachanam, singular, Dvivachanam, dual, Bahuvachanam, plural. The moods and tenses are grouped in 10 lakaras. Each lakaraha denotes a tense like Lat lakara denotes present tense, Rut lakara denotes future tense, and etc. Considering the conjugation, Kriyapadam has total 9 forms in each lakaraha. Kriyapadam remains the same for all genders. Pullingaha masculine, Strilinga feminine, and Napunsakalinga neutral gender. Let's see the rules for a Subantam or a noun form. Subantam also conjugates in 3 numbers: Ekavachanam singular, Dvivachanam dual, Bahuvachanam plural. Each Subantam belongs to one of the 3 genders like Pullingaha masculine, Strilinga feminine, Napunsakalingam neutral, that is, it changes for gender. A noun or a Subantam has different case endings called Vibhakti. As the noun plays its role in a sentence, so the case is acquired. There are 7 cases. Hence, considering the 3 numbers, Subantam takes 21 forms as shown in the tabular below. Prathama Vibhakti denotes a nominative case, Dvitiya Vibhakti denotes accusative case, Tritiya Vibhakti is an instrumental case, Chaturthi Vibhakti denotes dative case, Panchami Vibhakti takes ablative case form, Shashti Vibhakti takes genitive case form, Saptami denotes locative case form. Likewise, Subantam belonging to the same ending and same gender take same case termination. For example, let's take 2 words, Rama which ends with a, Deva ends with a. As Rama and Deva words end with the vowel a, they are categorized as Akaranta Pullingaha. Hence, these 2 take same cases. Next time, when you see a word, according to the role it plays in the sentence, apply the rules of Kriyapadam or a Subantam for better understanding of the sentence. More in next video. Punah Milamaha.